Many people, when they find themselves lost, reach for borrowed meanings. They follow the path that family, society, or circumstance lays out for them. Their life journey is shaped more by what works or what's familiar than by what moves me. Rarely are they stopping to ask, in my heart of hearts, what do I care about most? Even rarer still, once they recognize what truly matters to them, do they take that radical step of organizing their life around it. Ultimate fulfillment in life comes from identifying and committing to what we truly love. And it's the sustaining love that gives life its greatest meaning, coherence, and structure. Now, to know what you love, to know what stirs your soul, is an achievement in itself. But then to organize your life around it, this is the far greater challenge. And it's here at the threshold of true commitment that most people falter. They falter because of obstacles as old as time. These obstacles usually fall into three categories: weaknesses of the mind, weaknesses of the will, and external constraints. You have to perform an autopsy of your life and identify which of the following obstacles have a stranglehold over you. Name them and wage war against them. They're the thieves of your destiny. So for weaknesses of the mind, rationalizing compromises that betray a person's values or mission. So you justify actions that go against your values and mission under the guise of pragmatism or convenience or fear of difficulty. Second is just failure to pick a path, perpetually drifting between multiple pursuits without committing to one thing. Your priorities are disorganized and your use of time is inefficient. Third is downplaying your vices or destructive habits. So you make excuses for and downplay the impact of destructive habits, distractions, and addictions that are quietly sabotaging your long-term fulfillment. A fourth is thinking your passions and destiny is going to take care of itself, assuming that just identifying what you love is enough without putting in the necessary work and discipline and sacrifice. Next is confusing borrowed meanings for authentic ones. So you believe that certain goals are held genuinely, but in fact they're adopted from circumstance or society or family. And then lastly, convincing yourself that you're not ready, endlessly waiting for better conditions before beginning. You mistake planning for action. Okay, what about weaknesses of the will? So first would be nurturing competing values. So for example, wanting both authenticity and fame, creativity and wealth, discipline and indulgence, without understanding and resolving the tensions between those. Second would be clinging to comfort, unwilling to relinquish some of the comforts of stability, whether financial, social, or emotional, for the sake of meaningful change. So a third would be repeatedly succumbing to desires, knowing what is the best thing to do logically, but being led instead by desire or emotion, unable to delay gratification. A fourth is over-reliance on motivation instead of discipline. So waiting for the right mood or inspiration instead of cultivating daily habits and discipline necessary to sustain a meaningful pursuit. So the third and very important category, external constraints. A first would be a scarcity mindset, where you grow up or live in an environment where financial scarcity has trained you to believe that pursuing meaning is a luxury instead of what it is a necessity. A second related point is social and cultural pressures, the pressures from family and culture, community, to value success over fulfillment. The conditioning that teaches you to prioritize always what's realistic and practical over what's meaningful, as if practicality and meaning are mutually exclusive. Third is just the realities and demands of work, so the burden of having to make a living that leaves little time and energy to do what you truly love. And fourth would be the distractions of modern life, the barrage of artificial pleasures and distractions that destroy immersion and keep a person stuck in mediocrity. All right, well, that's not an exhaustive list. These are just some of the worst offenders. You have to identify which of these evils have taken root in your life and take steps to eradicate them.